Hi, I'm Rick Itzkowicz, co-founder of Productive Learning and Leisure and creator of Quote Actions.
In this segment of our LinkedIn Referral Success Program,
I will be covering how to set up your LinkedIn profile. As with all of our topic programs, we begin on your LinkedIn homepage. So to get to your profile, look on the left column and click on the profile icon. Yours may be empty because you're just starting, or you may have a few things. In mine, it's full, and I will be editing. I will bring your attention to a few areas of the profile. One is, in here, you have a bar with profile completeness. Mine is 100%. Yours will be anywhere from in between 0 and 100, depending where you're at. As you add the different steps that are necessary for you to complete your profile, that bar will be moving, and your goal should be to get to 100%. That may not be doable in one setting, but you should at least shoot for 80%. One of the things you'll have to do to reach the 100% mark is your picture. Have a picture, and it should be a headshot, and it should be a professional headshot preferably. And if you don't have one, then wait until you get one before you get a profile on LinkedIn. By failing to have a picture, you will do a lot of damage to your credibility inside of LinkedIn. People will assume a lot of things about your picture. People expect, especially people who have been on LinkedIn for a while, they expect people to have their picture. It gives them, if the picture is a recent picture, it gives them a feel for who you are, and the absence of it will have them go in different directions, none of them positive. They'll think that you either don't care, have something to hide, etc. So just get a picture. Next is the basic information, and your basic information will include your name, first name, last name, how it's going to be displayed, first and last, or just first initial, your headline. Headlines are important because frequently users will only see a shortened version of your profile. And when they do, your headline gives you a way to sum up your professional identity in one phrase. So LinkedIn will give you a default one when you create your profile, but it's not going to be nearly as good nor effective as the one you select. So be sure you select it. You'll also have to pick your industry, and there's a drop-down menu. Search for the one that is the closest to the one that you are in. If they don't have one, then pick the closest one, and then submit, and you'll have your basic information completed. Next is you have your update here. Leave that for another session. Your current positions, it will pretty much list the company. If you're in more than one current position, it will list both. For me, it's 2 current positions in the same company. I'll explain why that is a little bit later
in the program.
But it has to do with, one of it is my position as a VP of marketing in the company. The other one is a co-founder. So that's why I have both. Then next is your past employment. This is not a resume, so you don't have to list all of them. Just list the ones that either enhance your credibility because the position and or the company that you're in will be one of the ones that adds to your credibility, or it supports your reason for being in LinkedIn, your networking reasons. So list those. You don't have to list them all. Same thing with education. Put your education, and the education is the schools you went to. And then you have recommendations that you've gotten, connections. The number, it will be displayed up until 500. Once you reach 500, then it's 500 plus, and it will. You'll have to click on the connection to see exactly how many. The websites. It's important that you know one thing about the websites is you can list multiple ones, though you don't have to use all of them if you only have one. If you have none, you can leave it blank. But if you do have a website, you see right now it says Productive Learning and Leisure, Extraordinary Living Blog, Social Networking for Newbies. It's the name of the website or the blog. To do that, you have to select the other from this drop-down menu. All right. Otherwise, it has my website, my company, my blog, my RSS feed, my portfolio. And when you do that, then you will not have the option of typing the name. It will show my website as the hyperlink. So be sure that you select other. Your interests are both your personal and professional interests. And why you want to list them there is because it gives you an opportunity to build a connection with the people that are checking out your profile. Anytime that somebody has a similar interest to yours, like if somebody's a scuba diving, they will immediately have a connection with me that wasn't there before. So the more interest that you list, the more that you have a chance of building the connection. The same thing for groups and associations and honors and awards. Your honors and awards actually have to do with increasing your credibility, especially with your target market. For me, a big target market in LinkedIn is BNI, and I wrote down among my awards is that I've received the BNI Notable Networker Award 14 times, the latest being last month. So list that and then save it, and you're back into your profile. Okay. Your public profile. It's another important element of LinkedIn. And that is LinkedIn gives you a profile URL automatically. But if possible, what you want to do is you want to claim your name and use your name for your URL. All right. The way to do that is you would type in your box here your name. And what you would do is you would do it without any spaces. And just click Set Address. If somebody already claimed your name because you have a name that is common, then you'll have to get creative and use it like your middle initial or middle name. But if possible, claim your name. It will be easier to remember, and again, it adds more credibility. Your public profile, I set mine you have none of or full view. So by none of, as your profile will not be found on web searches, which to me defeats the whole purpose of being on LinkedIn. Full view allows people to see what you check. I check everything. It goes with my philosophy of transparency, and the more transparent you are, the more credibility you're going to build. But you can pick and choose what you're going to show, and then just go back to the profile after you save it. Next is your summary. Your summary is like your elevator speech. All right, you have 15 or 20 seconds to capture somebody's attention, so you want to make your summary count. You want to make it as interesting as possible so that when people read that, they say, that's an interesting person. Let me find out more about them. So do that. Your specialties, that has to do with how people find you on the search engines inside of LinkedIn as well as for Google. So put the words and terms that if somebody were to search for those, they will find you. So if you're an attorney, search an attorney, divorce attorney, mediator. If you're a printer, do printer. For me, conflict resolution specialist, somebody looking for conflict resolution. So do the keywords in there that will help people find you. Applications, there's a ton of them. I'm not going to go over those. Let's see, experience. All right, the experience is the company that you have worked with, as well as what you've done. So be sure that what you do is you list what the company did, especially if it's a company that it is not very well known, not a Fortune 100 company, and your position and what you did in it. That will add context to what you are writing for experience. And the education is the same thing. You can type a little bit about you and explain context. Like, for instance, I went to USC. I didn't graduate from USC, and I explain why. All right, so the people say, I wonder why he dropped out. I explain why in the context of it. So it gives you an opportunity to do those things. Your recommendations will appear, so I'm not going to go over those. Your groups, if you belong to them. Your personal information, you have your marital status. If you want to put it in there, your birthday, you can include just the day and the month, and you can put a phone number, address if you want to. Your contacts settings. One of them, it says give people advice on how you want to be contacted. All right, that's important. If you want to be contacted with your email address, you would go ahead and do that. All right. So you can also type what you're interested in. Consulting offers, business deals, getting back in touch. So you'll have some options as to what it is that you can type in for. You have to log in again, which right now I'm logged out, so I'm not going to go back in. So that's it for the profile. It's a lot of information. It is some work. You may not want to do it all at once, okay, but it will definitely pay off. A complete profile on LinkedIn is one of the best investments you will do, so be sure that you take the time and that you do a thorough job with it. That's it for this segment. If you have any questions, you can send them via LinkedIn or send me an email at rick@productivelearning.com. Enjoy an extraordinary day.